What's up, football fans? Welcome back to the channel. It's your go-to spot for all things NFL, where the takes are hot and the news is always breaking. If you bleed football, you're in the right place. Today, we've got a blockbuster story that's taking the league by storm. Buckle up, because this one's big. Actually, it's massive. Christian McCaffrey, yes, that Christian McCaffrey, the versatile, do-it-all superstar running back of the San Francisco 49ers, just signed a contract that's not just breaking records, it's completely rewriting the book on how running backs are valued in today's NFL. We're talking a jaw-dropping, history-making, eye-popping $180 million deal. You've heard that right, $180 million. And get this, most of that is guaranteed money. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of what this deal means for McCaffrey, the 49ers, and the NFL at large, you know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a second of our deep dive NFL coverage. We've got a lot to unpack today, and trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for all of it. Now, when we think of high-dollar NFL contracts, we usually think quarterbacks, right? Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, those guys command the big bucks. Defensive juggernauts like Aaron Donald or Nick Bosa have cracked that upper echelon too. But a running back? In 2025? Pulling down $180 million? That's almost unheard of. And yet, here we are. Christian McCaffrey just inked a deal that not only sets the bar for running backs, it threatens to completely redefine the position in terms of value, expectations, and team-building strategy. This is not just a contract. This is a statement. Let's rewind the tape a bit. McCaffrey's been a known commodity since his Stanford days, where he shattered records and left scouts drooling over his skill set. He wasn't just a great runner, he was a pass-catching machine, a playmaker in space, a coach's dream. That versatility got him picked 8th overall by the Carolina Panthers in 2017, and it didn't take long for him to start turning heads. His rookie season was impressive, but 2019 was when he truly exploded. Over 2,300 yards from scrimmage. 19 total touchdowns. Basically carried the Panthers' offense on his back and made everyone in the league pay attention. Suddenly, it wasn't just Christian McCaffrey, promising young back. It was Christian McCaffrey, generational talent. But then came the injuries. A string of them, really. Soft tissue stuff, ankle sprains, shoulder issues, you name it. For a couple of seasons, it looked like the mileage might be catching up to him. And you know how the league is. Running backs? They're disposable, right? Use them up, then toss them when they're no longer elite. That's the narrative McCaffrey has just obliterated. After being traded to the 49ers in 2022, McCaffrey didn't just bounce back, he dominated. He looked faster, smarter, more explosive. He quickly became the heart and soul of Kyle Shanahan's offense, operating not just as a runner, but as a receiver, a decoy, a wildcat QB, literally everything. If you needed a play, McCaffrey was your guy. So it makes sense that the 49ers wanted to lock him down. But even the most optimistic fans didn't expect this level of commitment. The new contract spans 6 years and includes a $30 million signing bonus. That's right, $30 million straight into his bank account, no strings attached. On top of that, his average annual salary? Around $28 million. That's not just high for a running back, that's top 5 in the entire NFL. And remember what we said earlier, most of it is guaranteed. In a league where running backs are usually underpaid and undervalued, Christian McCaffrey is now a trailblazer, a flag bearer for what running backs should be earning when they can do it all. Now let's talk ripple effects, because this deal doesn't just affect McCaffrey and the 49ers. It sends shockwaves throughout the entire league. Let's start with the locker room impact. McCaffrey's deal is a clear signal from the 49ers front office. We're all in. This is a win-now team with one of the deepest and most talented rosters in the league. Locking in a guy like McCaffrey? That's a move designed to secure a Super Bowl window, not just for 1 or 2 years, but for the long haul. Quarterback Brock Purdy is still on his rookie contract, which gives the 49ers some flexibility. And they've used that flexibility wisely, spending big to keep elite talent like McCaffrey in-house. It's a formula that's worked for other teams in the past. Spend while your QB is cheap, build a powerhouse around him, and chase that ring. And speaking of Super Bowls, the 49ers are knocking on the door. Again. They were a few plays away in 2020. They've stayed in contention ever since. With McCaffrey leading the charge, this team becomes an absolute nightmare to defend. Imagine being a defensive coordinator preparing for the 49ers. You've got Deebo Samuel lining up everywhere, George Kittle stretching the middle, Brandon Ayuk torching corners, and now McCaffrey coming out of the backfield or even splitting out wide. It's a mismatched buffet. But this deal also affects other running backs. And maybe more importantly, it challenges the long-standing assumption that running backs just don't deserve big money anymore. For years, we've heard that investing heavily in a back is a bad idea. Their shelf life is too short. Their impact isn't enough to justify a top-dollar salary. And hey, there's some truth to that. We've seen plenty of talented backs flame out after a few years of punishment. But McCaffrey is different. He's not a bruiser who takes 30 hits a game between the tackles. He's a chess piece. A game breaker. And his success, along with this contract, might just be the thing that reopens the door for running backs across the league to start commanding better compensation. Already, we're seeing reactions pour in. Saquon Barkley tweeted that this deal is a massive win for running backs everywhere. Derrick Henry called it well-deserved and hinted that it might change how future negotiations go for elite RBs. And even former legends like Marshall Faulk have weighed in, praising McCaffrey for changing the narrative around his position. And what about the coaches? Kyle Shanahan couldn't be more thrilled. He's been a fan of McCaffrey's since day one. He knows the value of having a Swiss Army knife back who can line up anywhere on the field. Shanahan's offense thrives on deception, motion, and versatility, and there's no better fit for that philosophy than Christian McCaffrey. So what's next for CMC? Well, he's already said his goals go beyond money. He wants championships. He wants a legacy. He wants to be remembered as one of the greats not just among running backs, but among NFL players, period. And honestly, he's well on his way. If he can stay healthy, and that's always the key, he could retire as one of the most productive all-purpose players in league history. He's already stacking up rushing and receiving yards like few players ever have. He's got the skill, the mindset, the work ethic, and now, the contract to match. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. This deal is also a major PR win for the NFL. For a league that's often criticized for how it treats its players, especially those in high-contact roles, McCaffrey's contract shows that sometimes, elite talent does get rewarded appropriately. It sets a new precedent. A new standard. One that could have ripple effects not just in future contracts, but in how teams build their rosters moving forward. Will we see more teams investing in multi-dimensional backs? Will this lead to a new era where the RB position gets back some of the respect and financial investment it once had? Only time will tell. But for now, one thing is crystal clear: Christian McCaffrey just changed the game. For himself. For his team. And maybe, just maybe, for every running back who comes after him. So what do you think, folks? Is this deal a smart investment by the 49ers, or are they taking too big a risk on one player? Do you think McCaffrey's contract will open the door for others, or is he the exception to the rule? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from all you die-hard NFL fans. You know we love chopping it up with you in the replies. And don't forget, if you're loving the content and want more in-depth takes on the biggest stories in the NFL, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop a new video. Until next time, stay locked in, stay passionate, and keep loving this beautiful game we all can't get enough of. This has been your NFL News Breakdown, and I'm out. Peace.